aliandika historia yake. I saw him as a very passionate man. Licha ya kwamba mimi sio katika siasa, lakini I saw him as a man that was loved by his community. And I believe because of his history, the good history that he has written, that is why the clergy are gathered here, and that is why the whole nation and the leadership is here. So friends, what will people say about you when you be able to finish or when you are gone? Will they say that you are a loving father, a loving mother? Will they say that you are a friend? Will they say, watasema ya kwamba lile kazi ambayo umeyafanya hata kwa mahali popote ambao Mungu amekuita ufanye kazi, will they say you did it well? That is a very important question that all of us need to be able to ask ourselves. Because the time of death will come. Yesterday, I said that death is certain. It will come, and that time is coming. And all of us that are seated here are candidates of death. The only thing that is not known is how and when. But the main question we need to ask ourselves, how will people be able to remember you? Paul answered this question by writing when he was in the Roman jail. He wrote his own epitaph, and he said that he is going to finish the journey. And he said that he has kept the faith, he has run the race, and he was going to finish the journey. So today, as we come to escort our friends in their last moment of time, when the family is sitting and the nation is sitting, what about us? How will people be able to remember us as a people? Paul approached his own death because he knew the time had come, and that is why he was saying, he knew where he was going, and that is why he was saying that he had finished the race. For 20 years, 50 years, 10 years, 70 years, that the Lord may be able to give us to live on this earth. How will we be remembered? The next question that is very important that I want us to be able to address, what kind of departure will you live? Wakati ambao utakuwa unaenda, what kind of departure will you have when you leave? Paul knew that his death was close. He knew, he felt it, and he knew that the time of departure has come. Let me tell you, friends, each and every morning we are getting closer to our point of death. And when we are getting closer to our point of death, are we prepared that when that time comes, we will be able to stand and say, we have done all our best? When I used to be a young pastor, I always thought ya kwamba ni wachungaji peke yao wameitwa. Lakini nimekuja kudambua na kugundua ya kwamba sisi wote tumeitwa katika mambo tofauti tofauti. Wengine wameitwa katika siasa, wengine wameitwa madaktari, wengine wameitwa wachungaji, wengine wameitwa viongozi mbalimbali. Na jinsi ambao tumeitwa kama jinsi ambao ni tofauti tofauti, all of us will be able to give an account. Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana. What kind of departure will you be able to have? What kind of departure will you be able to have? The third thing that is very important that I want to be able, Paul addressed it very well. What kind of legacy will you leave behind? Ni legacy aina gani ambao utapata kuacha wakati ambao utakuwa umeondoka? Jana tulikuwa hapa, niliona jinsi ambao watu walipenda mtumishi wao kwa sababu he has left a good legacy that will be able to remain in the lives of the people here forever. And that is why Paul said, and he said that because he knew the legacy that was living, that is, he was saying, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my race. I have kept the faith. That was the legacy that he was able to leave behind. All of us that are here, whether pastors, whether political leaders, whether doctors, but there is a legacy that we need to be able to leave behind, that people will be able to remember us. Paul proclaimed the whole counsel of God. He did not back down. He did all that he could be able to do so that he could be able to finish his own race well. Our friends have left their legacy because they have done what they could be able to do, by the time that God was able to give them. Friends, as we live on this earth and as we pass on this earth, the desire of God is that we'll be able to have a print and leave a print wherever we go, because God has purposely called us so that we can be able to leave a legacy. Paul never stopped fighting. He never stopped running, because he knew that there was something that was awaiting for him. And the fourth thing that is very important that we need to be able to ask, and Paul talked about it, what kind of reward will you receive at the end of the journey? Ni zawadi ya aina gani ambao utayapata mwisho wa safari hii? Kwa sababu kuna taji,